We've had three key results from the pre-feasibility study on our Lake Hope High Purity Alumina project, which is located about 500 kilometres east of here in Perth. And the first one is the net present value. That's how much it's worth in the ground now. It's over 1 billion Australian dollars, about $1.165 billion, and that's not including any credit from byproduct. All the financial modelling was done without that. The second one is that the capital required to build the plant to produce that NPV will be in the order of something like 260 million Australian dollars. That's actually a very achievable capital raise to be able to do that. And the third one is the operating cost. We believe that including a byproduct credit, operating cost to produce a ton of HPA will be $4,500. That would be the lowest cost producer of HPA globally, as far as we understand it, and by quite a significant margin. And we believe that will be the entry into the marketplace for us. So the material at Lake Hope, a very unique set of minerals in there, and we are going to treat that to produce HPA in a two-stage process. And the first stage is an initial treatment of the ore, and that produces a liquid byproduct which will crystallize into sulphate of potash. Now, sulphate of potash is a very valuable fertilizer, currently selling it to over $1,000 Australian dollars per tonne, and currently Australia imports all its potash. So we believe that there's a significant second revenue stream that we can generate from the potash. As I mentioned, we have not included that in the financial modelling, and certainly at the base case, that could add at least 140 million Australian dollars to that NPV that I spoke about, bringing it up to nearly $1.3 billion. The recent acquisition of HiPurA, which were the assets and intellectual property of one of our competitors in the HPA space that went into administration, we now own 50% of that technology. We believe that it's a natural bolt-on to our Lake Hope project. The current feedstock for the HiPurA process contains the same elements and minerals that we have in Lake Hope, and also the back end of the HiPurA process is also something that we've trialled already on Lake Hope, and it's worked successfully. So we believe that we can take Lake Hope material, bolt it onto the HiPurA process to produce HPA at potentially an even lower cost. So the next stage of work involves testing that and see if that actually happens, and also commissioning the pilot plant, getting it up and going over the next 6 months. So a very exciting time. So the CRC-P research project, very much driven by membrane technology that's being introduced into the mining sector by Edith Cowan University. They have a very talented set of researchers there, and they're taking technology that's been widely used in the water industry and bringing it into the mining industry. We believe that those membranes can be placed at several places in our flow sheet to produce the high purity alumina. First of all, we believe that it can help improve the quality of the product, the byproduct, the SOP, SOP, sulphate of potash. We believe that it can also help regenerate the reagents that we use, whether it's in the current process for Lake Hope or the HiPurA process. That will also reduce our operating costs. And very importantly, we believe that it can be used to treat the wastewater that we have from the processes, and getting that up to a standard where we can just discharge it into the natural environment as basically pure water. So it's a very exciting project. We're on the cutting edge of the integration of this technology into the mining industry, and we're going to be some very exciting developments there over the next year or two.